Julien Alfred did what I expected her to do. She won the Olympic gold medal in the women's 100-meter final. Guys, from the very beginning, out of all the competitors, Julien Alfred looked the most consistent, the most powerful. She had the best season. I knew from my intuition that she would have won this final if she just did her thing, and she did. Congrats to St. Lucia, first medal for that country, and it's an Olympic gold. And not only an Olympic gold, it's in a event, one of the most popular, attractive events of all the Olympic Games, which is the 100-meter dash. That's second to the men's events, 100-meter in my opinion. But you know what I mean. It's a very attractive event, so it's a worthy gold medal, a great medal for that country. And first, we got to go over why she won and why I knew she would win. So, Julien Alfred, from the very first heat, looked really good. And I'm like, all right, I knew this would happen. And the real test came in the semifinal with her and Sha'Carri. Now, whoever won this semifinal would win the final because their strengths are each other's weaknesses, I would say. So, Sha'Carri, if it's top-end speed and chasing down people, that should carry strength. And that's Julien's weakness, relatively speaking. And the start is Julien Alfred's strength all day, and that should carry's very bad weakness, and it showed in the final. So in the semifinal, I knew that if Julien Alfred got a good meter on Sha'Carri Richardson by the 10-meter mark, which she did, I knew this would be a win for Julien Alfred in the final because a discrepancy that big cannot be fixed in 1 hour. It's based on fitness. It's based on mental well-being and confidence. And Sha'Carri Richardson did not look confident in the semifinal, and there was no reason for her to be more confident after losing that semifinal going into the final. And they placed her next to Julien Alfred, which is another big disadvantage to Sha'Carri Richardson, as we've seen that we see Sha'Carri do her best when she's in a lane next to a non-threat, like she was last year in lane 9. She was in her own lane, not next to the Jamaicans. So she didn't have to worry about being next to them because she wouldn't be able to see them. And in this race, she had Julien Alfred right next to her in her peripheral. So no matter what, she was going to be in her vision and affect her race strategy if Julien Alfred got off on her real fast. And she did. So Julien Alfred put that power Julien Alfred showed her power in that first 20 meters and won this race by the 30, in my opinion. She left the whole field and just maintained her speed. There was no one in that field that was going to catch her. Sha'Carri only had a chance, but it was a gap so big that Sha'Carri couldn't even catch her. Not against the quality athlete of Julien Alfred. So, Julien Alfred, her season, she ran a 21.8 against Gabby Thomas, almost beat Gabby Thomas. She looked better than Gabby Thomas in that race, in my opinion. So she had the strength to hold on to her speed. She has a great 60-meter personal best. She's an NCAA champion indoors and outdoors. She was the triple champion in the NCAAs last year, I believe. So she is the most complete sprinter, in my opinion, right now in today's modern era. More complete than Sha'Carri, more complete than Julien, and more complete than Shericka Jackson, if you think about it, because Shericka Jackson, at best, is a silver medalist. Julien Alfred is a gold medalist in the 100, and she's a good 200-meter runner, solid 21.8 for Julien Alfred, and she's a way better 60 runner than Shericka Jackson. I'm talking about the short sprints in general, not the 400. So Julien Alfred, based on all that, she had to be the favorite, logically speaking. So now in terms of, intuition, personality, Julien Alfred is Mamba mentality. Every race I see her race, she's calm, collected. She's not fiddling with fingernails. She's not changing her hair like Sha'Carri was in the finals. In fact, let me talk about that. Sha'Carri Richardson, when she walked out into the finals, I knew she was going to lose because she looked timid. She looked scared. She was so distracted by other things that she had to play with her hair, adjust it right before the race started to focus up, to cope, because she was scared of Julien Alfred, and she was right next to her. Think about it. Sha'Carri Richardson had all the time in the world to adjust her hair in the warm-up room but she did it right before the race started, before they got in the blocks. What does that tell me? Her mind wasn't right. She was threatened and not focused because Julian Alfred showed her power in the semifinal. So, and once the race started, I was right because Sha'Carri Richardson had the worst reaction to the gun. When Julian Alfred had her foot down, or her first step on the track, Sha'Carri Richardson was still in the blocks in the air. She lost it. She lost this race in the first step. In the sound of the gun, it was over. So Julian Alfred, Kobe mentality, and this should not be a shock to anybody. Julian Alfred is a winner. She's a winner in the collegiate level. She's a winner internationally, and she just cemented her legacy by being an Olympic champion against a quality field, guys. She would have won even if Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce or Shericka Jackson showed up. The current versions of both of those competitors, because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce hasn't put down a 10-7 something in a long time. Shericka Jackson hasn't looked like herself this year. So even if those two women were in the finals, I don't think it would have made a difference. It would have been a closer final, in my opinion, but Julian Alfred would have still won this final based on her year overall. It was her year. And talking about her rival, Sha'Carri Richardson, because they're similar ages, guys. They're like 24, 23. So they're going to be competing for the next 10 years together in finals. All I got to say is Sha'Carri Richardson needs to do something. She needs to go to church. She needs to have a therapist. Somebody that allows her to be herself, because she's the most talented 100-meter sprinter in this final, and she almost choked away a medal to people who are not even in her league. So, and Julian Alfred is from a small country, limited resources, and she won this race based on mentality. Julian Alfred was stoic. She executed consistency in all three races. And that just tells me Sha'Carri needs to do some internal work. That's all I got to say. Because look at that face. She knows she effed up, and she tried to play it off being happy with the silver medal, hanging out with her teammate. Her teammate did what she was supposed to do, get a bronze medal, because that was what she was going to get. But Sha'Carri should have been the gold medalist if she lived up to her potential. But congratulations to Julian Alfred. In my opinion, if Julian Alfred stays in this shape for the next 7 years, I think she has a chance to become the greatest 100-meter sprinter of all time. Because think about it. She's young. She has a 28.1 PB. She has a 10.71 PB in the 100. She has a 6.94 PB in the 60. She's only going to get better. She has the same or near the same PB as Sha'Carri, just 600s off. So I can see her dipping under 10.7 in the future as she develops more power and improvement on her race strategy. So, guys, watch out for Julian Alfred. She's going to be here for a long time. She's got the most important trait down, which is mind game, guys. She never looks nervous. She's humble. She puts in the work. You can tell by her physique. She has the best physique out of any competitor here. Lean, powerful, muscle. And it shows. She's got that mentality. So congratulations to the country of St. Lucia. Their first gold medal. And first of all, it's their first medal, and it's a gold medal, and it's also in one of the most attractive events of all the Olympics, the 100 meters. So it's great history for that country, and I hope Julian Alfred has great success, because I really do like her as a competitor, and outside of track, she seems like a great person, very humble, doing it for her country, and yeah. Everyone else, congrats. Nobody was injured in this race, I believe, so everyone came and performed at their best at this given time. And we'll see what she does next year. I think she could go back-to-back. I expect Sha'Carri Richardson to bounce back and actually win next year's title, given her history of bouncing back. But I will not be surprised if Julian Alfred takes it to another level and wins next year. If she wins next year, guys, I think she's on the path of the greatest of all time. Because this performance was so dominant. She She made this look like a prelim, guys. She put everyone away in the first 30 meters. When was the last time you seen that in an Olympic final? Usain Bolt in 2008. Usain Bolt in 2008 put everyone away by the 50. Julien Alfred did the same thing to an Olympic final field, guys. And she ran a 10.71. Imagine when she gets faster. It's over. No one's going to be in her way. Maybe Sha'Carri if she can get her mind straight. All right, guys. So stay tuned for the next video. Congrats to Julien Alfred. Well-deserved champion as expected. And let's get ready for that 200.